Imagine waking up in a city where you feel seen, heard, and free, a place where your skin is not a target, but a celebration. Sounds like a dream, right? Across Europe, a quiet revolution is unfolding. Thousands of black people are leaving behind familiar borders and planting new roots in cities that are calling their names. Whether it's for freedom, opportunity, culture, or peace, these destinations are becoming havens for the diaspora. So buckle up, because in this video, we're taking you across 10 cities in Europe where black people are building powerful new lives in 2025. Before we start, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're pulling back the curtain, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's dive in. Lisbon is fast becoming a top destination for black expatriates. Over the last 2 years, Portugal's black population has grown significantly, with more than 60,000 newcomers of sub-Saharan African origin settling, many in Lisbon. The D7 visa makes it easier for retirees, digital nomads, and remote workers to live long-term. Lisbon offers affordability, good healthcare, and a mild climate. The historic presence of Cape Verdean and Angolan communities provides a cultural bridge and support network. As gentrification spreads, Lisbon still maintains lower living costs than other European capitals. Racism exists, but many report a sense of safety and freedom not always felt in other Western countries. Cultural festivals, music scenes, and Afro-Portuguese cuisine add to the city's draw. With inclusive immigration policies and growing black entrepreneurship, Lisbon's future as a multicultural hub looks strong, making it a beacon for the African diaspora seeking community and opportunity in Europe. Berlin has become one of Europe's most diverse cities, drawing in over 45,000 black migrants in the last 2 years. Many arrive from Nigeria, Ghana, and Eritrea, as well as the US and UK. Berlin's low cost of living, relative to other capitals, vast creative scene, and open-minded vibe make it attractive to black professionals, artists, and students. The city has a dynamic Afro-German community, with hubs in neighborhoods like Neukölln and Kreuzberg. Although Germany has seen a rise in far-right politics, Berlin remains a progressive and multicultural counterweight. Government and NGO initiatives support integration, and anti-racist activism is strong here. The future for black Berliners appears hopeful as the city continues to champion social justice and inclusive urban development. With growing representation in music, fashion, academia, and politics, Berlin is not just a place to survive, but to thrive, shaping a powerful new black European identity. Amsterdam, long known for its liberalism, has attracted around 25,000 new black residents over the past 2 years, many from Suriname, Ghana, Nigeria, and the Caribbean. The city offers strong public infrastructure, excellent healthcare, and a vibrant art and music scene. The historic ties between the Netherlands and former colonies foster a unique Afro-Dutch cultural space. Neighborhoods like Bijlmermeer serve as centers for African diasporic life. However, systemic racism and housing discrimination remain persistent issues. Recent protests and policy changes are pushing the city toward more equity and representation. With black creatives, entrepreneurs, and academics gaining visibility, Amsterdam is becoming a leading European city for black empowerment. Multicultural festivals, Afrocentric stores, and inclusive education systems strengthen the appeal. Looking forward, the city seems set to balance tradition with transformation, making it a place where black communities can grow roots, find safety, and shape their futures on their own terms. Paris is home to the largest black population in Europe, with over 5 million residents of African and Afro-Caribbean descent. Over 70,000 black people have migrated to the Paris region in the past 2 years, drawn by its economic opportunities, cultural richness, and deep diasporic roots. Arrivals come from Senegal, Mali, Cameroon, and the Antilles, as well as the US and UK. From Chateau Rouge to La Goutte d'Or, Paris buzzes with black-owned markets, salons, restaurants, and art galleries. But the picture isn't perfect. Racial discrimination and police profiling remain serious problems, especially in the banlieue. Despite these issues, Paris is a beacon for Afro-European culture, from fashion to music to politics. With increasing political representation and a stronger presence in media, the city's black community is gaining momentum. For those seeking both opportunity and identity, Paris offers complexity but also the promise of lasting impact and visibility. Brussels has become a vital center for Africa's diaspora in Europe, with around 20,000 black newcomers settling here in the past 2 years. The city's Matong district is the heart of its Congolese community, rich in African businesses, culture, and activism. Brussels benefits from being the de facto capital of the European Union, offering jobs in international NGOs, diplomacy, and tech. French-speaking African migrants often find it easier to integrate here linguistically. However, racism and social inequality still affect many residents. Despite this, there's been a surge in black-led initiatives, from art exhibitions to political organizations challenging systemic bias. The government has started addressing colonial legacies, including returning artifacts to African countries. As anti-racism movements grow, and with better access to education and healthcare, Brussels is positioned to become one of Europe's leading cities for black empowerment and entrepreneurship. The future looks increasingly promising and engaged. We're halfway through this journey across Europe, and now we want to hear from you. Have you lived in any of these cities? Are you considering a move abroad? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters here. And if there's a city you think we missed, or a topic you want us to dive deeper into, whether it's the black expat experience, cost of living abroad, or navigating racism overseas, let us know. While you're here, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust us, we've got even more powerful content on the way. Stockholm is gaining traction among black migrants looking for safety, stability, and high quality of life. Over 15,000 black residents, largely from Somalia, Ethiopia, and Eritrea, have moved in during the last 2 years. The Swedish welfare system offers strong healthcare, education, and parental benefits, making it attractive to families. Integration programs help new arrivals adapt, though language barriers can be a challenge. Stockholm also has a growing cultural scene, with more Afro-Swedish artists, writers, and academics emerging. Yet racism and social exclusion persist, especially in housing and employment. Black Lives Matter protests in 2020 sparked national conversations, and activism has continued since. Neighborhoods like Rinkeby are home to large African communities and serve as social anchors. The future for black people in Stockholm depends on continued investment in diversity and inclusion. With rising representation and support systems, it remains a stable and forward-looking destination for the diaspora. Copenhagen's black population, though small, has grown by nearly 10,000 over the last 2 years, driven by migration from East Africa and the Caribbean. Denmark's strong public services, gender equality, and environmental initiatives make the city appealing to socially conscious expats. Copenhagen offers a clean, walkable urban environment and generous social welfare benefits. However, Denmark's strict immigration rules and history of cultural assimilation policies present challenges for black newcomers. Still, the city's youth-led anti-racism movements and growing Afro-Danish cultural expression, from music to fashion, indicate a shifting tide. Black professionals are gaining visibility in creative and academic fields, and communities are forming spaces for dialogue and support. With more inclusive initiatives in education and business, the future for black residents is cautiously optimistic. While challenges remain, Copenhagen offers the potential for personal growth, community building, and meaningful participation in a progressive, socially aware urban environment. Vienna has quietly grown into a welcoming space for members of the African diaspora, with around 8,000 black newcomers arriving in the last 2 years. The city's elegant architecture and quality public services are paired with relatively low crime rates and affordable education. Vienna's black community, largely from Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Eritrea, is concentrated in areas like Favreton and Ottakring. Cultural institutions are increasingly showcasing African art and music, and a growing number of black Austrians are entering politics and media. That said, Austria still grapples with racial stereotypes and integration issues. However, the large turnout for Black Lives Matter protests in 2020, over 50,000 people, signaled a national reckoning. Organizations supporting African Austrians have expanded their presence. For Black expats seeking stability and upward mobility, Vienna offers a promising though still evolving landscape. With consistent progress, it could become one of Central Europe's most inclusive urban centers. Dublin's appeal lies in its tech-driven economy, friendliness, and English-speaking environment. Around 12,000 Black people, mostly from Nigeria, South Africa, and the U.S., have relocated to the city in the last 2 years. The Black Irish population now exceeds 70,000 nationally, and Dublin is the central hub. Access to education, high-paying jobs in tech, and the ease of integration for English speakers make it particularly appealing. While Ireland lacks the long history of immigration seen in France or the UK, its multicultural growth is rapid. Racial issues persist, reports of discrimination in housing and policing are rising, but the Irish government is taking steps to improve inclusion. Community organizations, churches, and Black-led tech startups are fostering a new identity for Black Irish people. The city's future looks promising for Black residents, particularly as younger generations challenge old prejudices and carve out space in media, politics, and business. Barcelona offers sun, culture, and affordability, key factors for the nearly 18,000 Black migrants who've moved there since 2023. Many arrivals come from Senegal, Nigeria, and Equatorial Guinea. Spain's humanitarian visa programs and relaxed residency pathways make it more accessible than other Western European countries. The Raval and El Born neighborhoods are home to a thriving African presence, with restaurants, salons, and cultural centers forming the core of the city's diasporic life. Barcelona's warm climate and coastal location also attract African Americans and Afro-Caribbeans looking for lifestyle balance. Racism is a problem, particularly in rural areas, but the city has a more cosmopolitan attitude. Pro-immigrant policies and a large undocumented population have fostered a strong mutual aid network. As Spain continues to reckon with its colonial past, Black Barcelonans are becoming increasingly vocal and visible. The city holds strong promise for those seeking freedom, stability, and a Mediterranean pace of life. As the world shifts, so do we. Black people around the globe are finding new places to thrive, to heal, and to rise. These 10 cities are more than destinations. They're symbols of possibility, of what happens when we carve out space for joy, legacy, and freedom. If this video inspired you, challenged you, or made you dream just a little bigger, show some love, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to see it. We're building a global community one story at a time. Until next time, keep searching, keep dreaming, and never forget, your future is global.